All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of What the Truck. Here you go, cold start. We're gonna go somewhere cool, and then you guys will see the rest of this. See you there. What up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of What the Truck. We got Roman here.
What's up, guys?
You guys already know, most of you probably know this truck. You got Mercury. So Roman's handle on Instagram is Keeping It Classic. So most of you guys should know who he is. And Roman, what the truck, bro?
What the truck? Hey, thanks for having me back, Solomon, man. Nice to have you out here on the West Coast, brother.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to do it at Dino's, and then
we were supposed to do it at the all Chevy event.
I think this works out even better.
Dude, you're a popular guy, man. It's hard to squeeze any good truck in
I don't know
front of
about
you, brother.
that.
But no, man, thanks for coming out and visiting me, man. So everybody knows this is, well, not everybody, but I will let you know, this is King Mercury's 1966 Mercury M250. This truck, as you see it, was built by Kyle Delfab out of Snohomish, Washington. My good buddy, I consider him my brother. I love this truck. And this truck, sorry, we got a truck coming. This truck is, what can I tell you about it? Let's see. So it originally came as a inline six, two-wheel drive truck. Probably top speed, probably 35, maybe 40 miles an hour. It was commissioned by the Manitoba Hydroelectric Company. It used to be two-tone, which was like a dark, deep royal blue and then a light colored blue. It kind of had the look of what you would consider like a police car, but the lower front quarter panels and the lower rear quarter panels were painted dark blue. And then the center was light blue, and the hood and everything else, upper valance, was all light blue. And you can tell when we get to the interior, you'll see, because everybody, if you look at this, if you're a total Denver Bronco fan, this is your truck. I hate the Broncos, but I love the truck. So let's see, what can I tell you, man? It's sitting on a 79 highboy front clip, or a 79 4x4 front clip. The axles, it's running a Dana 60 rear, Dana 44 low pinion front axle, front disc brakes. I guess the biggest wow factor about this truck is, one, it's a crew cab. You gotta get this. There's Delfab. That's Kyle. Meet Kyle, guys. That's my boy. This is his truck. Well, it's my truck. He built it.
It was his. It
was his. I twisted his arm and had to have it. But I mean, so if you guys don't know much about these factory slick side crew cabs, in 1965, the last 3 months of 1965, Ford moved their manufacturing for crew cabs in-house, and they started building them in Ontario, Canada. Well, in 1965, the last 3 months, and the first 9 months of 1966, any special ordered crew cab, which all of them were special ordered, the factory crew cabs, these were the first production ones. So the factory crew cabs were pretty rare. There was very low quantities, and if you look at the numbers, 65, 66, very low numbers, and then 67, boom, skyrocketed because Ford was up and running. So bump sides, 67 to 72, the production numbers go through the roof. It's exactly why you can't get a Marty report on anything 66 and earlier. There weren't numbers for them.
And
so
tell them the best way to know if it's if it's factory or if it's
factory
coach
or coach. The fact that it's a slick side crew cab or a fridge side crew cab or a fridge crew cab, they're rare beasts, because most of them, if you wanted a crew cab, you couldn't just walk into a Ford dealership or a Mercury dealership and go, hey, I'll take that crew cab sitting right there. Like, they had to commission a third-party company to actually make these trucks. So there are inconsistencies and there are some consistencies, but if you look at the welding and the craftsmanship, they're not built great. It's just the fact that they're really rare trucks. So some of the things that you can point out are, on some of the coach cabs, you'll see exterior door pillars, or I'm sorry, door hinges.
Majority of them.
Exterior door hinges. You could follow the roof line, and if you look at the roof line and the drip edge, on some of the crews, it'll end here, and then basically you don't have this back lip. You can look on some of the coach crew cabs, this little accent of this slick side will carry all the way through. So this is one big piece on some of the Stageway coach crew cabs. The rear doors are different on some of them. On this particular, because it's a factory crew cab, you have the step well. On some of the coach crew cabs, you don't have a step well. It actually just comes straight up and then in. There's certain little things, even as far as gusset plates and certain things, and a guy like Kyle, he's a guy that's so dialed with, he's like king of slick sides. He knows every little tidbit about him. I'm actually passing on information and knowledge I've gotten from him in the slick side community. But it seems like once you get one of these factory crew cabs, it's kind of like a cult. It truly is not a cult. It's a family, man.
It's a boys club.
We all know each other.
Yeah.
Like at Dino's, we had 5 of us there with these crew cabs, and I can consider those guys homies. I can text them right now, and we all know each other. It's just like, it's really cool. The
We
truck
might live
community.
1,000 miles away from each other.
1,000 miles away from one another, but it's so funny. We all know each other from our trucks, and it's super cool, man. It's a very humble community, and that's why I love it. Let me see what.
Well, I really dig that you got steps on there.
All right,
that's
so
something that I need to add on to my
I
truck.
want everybody to know I daily drive this thing. So when I bought this thing from Kyle, the motor and the running gear, when we get to that, it's got a 2014 Shelby Mustang motor in there, supercharged.
The GT500 motor.
The GT500 motor.
Oh,
but
boy.
When I bought this thing, Kyle about shit his pants because I live in California. Like, look. All you see are brand new cars, yachts, boats, Ferraris, Teslas, Mercedes-Benz, Sprinter vans, whatever you call it. And he's like, wait, this California boy wants this truck and he says he's gonna daily drive this thing. Well, I tell you what, I kept my word and he knows it, dude. This is my daily drive, my daily driver. This is my whip. Like, I put 9,000 miles on this truck in the last 9-10 months. So yeah, this truck, I love this truck. My family loves it. It's our family truck. As you can see, there's car seats in there and everything. But so I put amp research steps on there because my wife hates that I like big lifted trucks. So the amp research steps are for her, they're for the kids. So sitting on 17-inch 1552s. These are the Traverse HDs. They're no longer making them in 8-on 6.5, but yeah, I'm really glad we got these wheels. It's sitting on 35 12.5 Goodyear MTR Wranglers. Let's see, Fox 2.0 shocks. It's got a Fox steering stabilizer. It's got Rough Country 4-inch lift springs in the front. Got the Mercury custom plate, California. It's amazing that was available, but I don't know anybody with the Mercury crew cab, so in California. Actually,
I know a guy. I know a guy that has like 2 or 3 of them. Yeah. But I think you might know him too.
Yeah, I think I do. This thing actually gives the pure, excuse my French, but it gives the full what the f factor. That's what I love about this truck. One, you see it coming and you're like, what the hell is that piece? And then 2, you go, what the f? It's a Mercury. I never even knew Mercury made trucks. And then you pop the hood and you get the 3rd what the f? Pretty badass to me. So there she is.
So what do we got here?
So we have the 5.8 liter Trinity GT500 out of a 2014 Shelby Mustang GT500. Stock, it gives you 661 horsepower, 662 horsepower, 631 foot-pound torque. This thing right now through power by hour is tuned for 740 horsepower.
Whoa.
It would be nice if Ken Bell would reach out and send me one of those Goliaths. I'd take one of those. Put one of them big bad boys on there. Get a big blower on there. But
you got Hydro Boost.
Yep, got Hydro Boost disc brakes. It's got to stop, dude. The thing runs crazy.
You need that kind of power. You need that kind of brakes.
Power and it needs to stop. It'll throw you through the windshield. This thing actually needs 4-point harnesses, to be honest with you, versus the lap belts. But I'm keeping it classic, you know. So, but yeah, that's my hashtag King Mercury. That's for the truck itself. And then let's see. You know what's funny is I do have to mention this. When I fell in love with the slick side crew cabs. I truly wanted a slick side crew cab. I tried to buy everybody's slick side crew cab. By happenstance, I came across Kyle. I wanted to buy the truck. And at the time, I was building my mega cab. I have a 68 clone M350 Mercury that I'm building that's stretched. And it's a Cummins swap, and that thing's kind of slow in production. And I told Kyle, I go, man, I was really big into the diesel game. And I told him, I go, hey, I love your truck, but can we rip it apart? Let's pull out that GT500 motor. Let's throw a 5.9 12-valve Cummins in it. I'll twin turbo
it. He's anti-diesel.
He's the most anti-diesel guy you will ever meet. He loves fuel-injected trucks, man. I mean, he's a wizard when it comes to all the wiring and stuff. The guy's awesome. And I told him, I go, hey, I don't really want your 1552s. I think I want to put stock Steelies on there with some Coker Super lugs and some hubcaps. And literally, I was going to go backwards, get the truck a little cheaper, and then pay him more money just to tear this perfectly good truck apart. Well, after hours and hours of conversing with him, he didn't really twist my arm. I just go, yeah, this will be pretty cool to have in my little collection of trucks. I go, it's something that I would have never paid to have built or had attempted to build. So I thought it was super cool, and you know what? This is Kyle's vision that you see. This
and now
motor,
you're freaking in love with
this stance, these wheels, these tires, like this is it. I mean, other than the little accoutrements that I put inside to make it nicer and finished, but even then, this is Kyle's vision. I even bounce all my ideas off of him, like, hey, what's your thoughts on Mercury? It's like, I was thinking of going with parchment interior versus black interior, but blah, 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 blah. And I mean, he's just like, I have all these great ideas, and he's got such good vision when it comes to vehicles, and he's so talented that it almost behooves you to not call him because he's just within text messaging, to ask him if he thinks it's a good idea or not. You know, and I honestly, if you're not following him, you should, because he's ripping apart the cleanest, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna do a what the truck with him.
He really
on that
did.
thing.
Before,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dude, well wait till the aftermath. Things in the works, dude. It's crazy.
It's
like,
nuts.
yeah, he's making a ton of money off of me for the parts for his truck, but I love the guy. And the cool part is, I cannot wait till Mercury's and Old Blue. I don't know if he's gonna keep the name Old Blue, but I'm telling you, I can't wait till Mercury's and Old Blue get to go roost together. That's gonna be a pretty wicked duo.
This year at Dino's.
Dude, I hope so.
Hell yeah.
For sure. He says he's gonna do it, and I believe it. He whipped this truck
Quick.
not you. When I bought this truck, Kyle goes, it's a little rough, and I'm like, I can tell, but I mean, I go around and he's like, there's things that he may not be so prideful on, but I'm telling you, the craftsmanship that he puts forth in all his builds, and I mean, dude, you're getting your money's worth with that guy. So,
dude,
anyhow,
this grill guard, by the way,
yes,
I think that it's probably I think it's one of the coolest parts of the whole truck.
all right, so get this. This was almost a deal breaker. We went back and forth, wheels, tires, motors. Should I do this? Should I do that? And there was some bartering. We traded some trucks. I go, is there anything that you're interested in that I have, you know, for, you know, that we could work out to make this deal happen? And then there's a lot more giving on my end, and he'll tell you that. But at the end, he didn't want to give up the grill guard. And I said, dude, the deal is going to be off if that grill guard does not stay on that truck. And I'll be honest with you, it belongs on this truck.
It does.
He knows it. And I mean, I'm be honest with you, I don't know if the grill guards were always popular, because I know they were on some trucks. But now I get hit up all the time for guys wanting these grill guards, and it just...
They only look good on slicks too.
You know, I'll be honest with you, I 100% agree.
Because like, I really want to put one on Goldust, and I've seen a few bumps that have them, and I'm like, eh.
I took one off my bump side. I have one for my mega cab. I don't even know if it'll go on there, but on the slicks, I 100% agree with you. They fit perfect.
And this one's like, holy cow! Like, it's got the dip for the Mercury. Like,
dude, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It truly is. And then, I mean, the way he got it to fit perfect too, because most of them have spacers right here, so it would have blocked this.
Okay.
But yeah, the fact that it's bolted straight down to the bumper, and it just fits perfect.
Yeah, dude.
You know, like, he did a phenomenal job on this thing, no doubt. But dude, this thing runs and drives like crazy. I tell you, I drive it all the time. The only issues I've ever had,
when he says, you know, he drives the truck, and it's a little bit rough around the corners.
I mean, this thing's rough around the corners.
I love this truck, bro.
I mean, you can finger bang every panel on this truck,
most
bro.
people wouldn't even look at this truck twice,
and
then they wouldn't build it like this. And I love that it was built.
It's crazy when people ask me about rust. Like, they'll call me about another truck I might be selling, go, does it have any rust at all? And I'm like, it's probably gonna have some rust. It's 55 years old. It's gonna have some rust.
How's your grandpa look?
And then I go play all day long. They love the Mercury's, but they look past all this.
Let's show them some more of it.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Dude, when I saw this truck,
I do have the original badges, but I had these custom made. Mercury M250 supercharged. Hey guys, this is Nash.
Nash, what's up?
Say what's up. What's your favorite truck we have? Mercury's? Oh, Brock. He likes the 69 Highboy.
They don't know
That'll
about that
probably
one
be
yet.
his, yeah. But dude, there was so much rust in here, and I mean, I got this thing with, so Kyle put the Mustang bucket seats in here. These are 66 Mustang bucket seats, but we are, Bubba, can you sit up real quick? So we're rocking the Deluxe Pony interior from TMI, and then the high sport bolsters, because this thing literally, it'll whip you and get you sideways. So that was a good recommendation by Kyle. He's like, dude, you should get the high bolstering so your ass stays in the seat. It's got a 68 Mustang 2 Cobra steering wheel, which was a nice touch. That was also Kyle's touch. Like I said, everything's ran through this N gauge for tuning. That's all set up through Lund Racing. It's got a Dakota Digital RTX gauge. The shifters, which is pretty unique. I took the TK shifter out. I don't know where I took it out, but anyways, I have a TK shifter and a shifter from S1 Sequential. It's just sequential shifted, which is pretty cool. That was all custom.
We'll show you guys in the ride back.
Yeah. And let's see what else. This is the shift selector. Other than that, everything looks like it's factory from 1966, like era specific. Not to offend anybody, like I hate when people take the modernism of a vehicle and go a little too far. Like I really like the classic look of everything, but I like the modern running gear. I like the modern features of stuff. But
you want it to look modern.
Yeah, if you can kind of keep it vintage but make it function modern, it's cool. Like your truck, Gold Dust, you know, the Dakota Digital is like cool. But some guys
when it's off, you don't realize it.
Yeah, some guys will take a Crown Vic, swap too far, you know, and that to me is too far. But hey, heaven forbid if that's where they're.
I've only seen it work a couple times, and it's those guys out of Wyoming, Dan and Corbin.
Dan and Corbin, they can make some stuff
like
pretty
theirs
cool.
Are the ones that I give a pass to because like they really enginered it.
Well,
but
when
a lot
you
of the
jumped in
times
his 66, like, you jumped in the 66, right? Like that.
No, I jumped in his 2010.
Yeah, that's right. No, you hop in, it's quiet. Like,
dude,
you get in Mercury, it's like, it's loud.
It's a truck.
It's loud. Like, people know when I'm driving and you're on Bluetooth because I'm screaming at you. And I'm like, can you hear me? They're like, why are you screaming at me? They're like, it sounds like you're in a wind tunnel. I'm like, I'm in my truck. Like, yeah, it's loud, man. Like, these West Coast mirrors, these full West Coast mirrors, they're loud.
Yeah, they catch all the wind.
I'll be honest with you, that's why my wife drives a brand new car, because if we need to go on a long trip or whatever, we'll just take her car. It's nice to have something, but in a daily vehicle, I want to be in something old.
So what's the story with the camper top?
So the camper top, man, like, so when I first got into the old truck game, I had a 71 Bronco, sold my 71 Bronco. I had a 2008 Tundra that was pristine and I had a shell on it. And my boy loved it, I loved it because I could just throw shit in the back. Well, I missed having a shell. Not that I wanted to ever put one on Mercury's, but I am, because it's so useful. I throw so much crap in the back, man. I'm a fireman. When I go from station to station, it's so nice to just throw all my crap in the back. It's not gonna get wet. It's safe, even though you can punch through this thing. But anyways, this shell, I have a vintage topper. Kyle helped me find a short bed original gem topper that's perfect for this era. This specific gem top I bought is for my 1960 fridge that I'm slamming, and it's laying on full frame with a full Watts link, C-notch, everything. So I'm gonna leave the whole ass end exposed and have this to display it.
Heck yeah.
So then you can just pop it open.
Some more pristine bodywork.
Yeah, man. But it actually fits perfect if you look. Because it runs short, but look at Mercury's tailgate's indented. From the reason why this tailgate's all jammed up though, I mean, we're kind of putting the history together. Other than it being commissioned for 12 years through Manitoba Hydroelectric, it was registered for 6 more years after till 79. So it was like 73 to 79. I have the original Manitoba plates, where I think because when Kyle got it, it had racing stickers all over. So all the racing stickers were taken off, but he seems to think that they used this particular truck as a tow rig, and that this was from slamming the tailgate on the tongue of the trailer.
Probably. That actually makes perfect sense because it's right in the center.
But I'm telling you, dude, the tailgate, everybody's like, because I have perfect tailgates. I have 3 Mercury tailgates, perfect tailgates.
I own the perfect Mercury tailgate that was bought for this truck.
But I go, exactly, and I go, why the hell would I put that on? What the hell am I going to put this thing on? So it has to go on this truck. But it works good.
Yeah.
You know? So there's my fuel. It's got a Mustang fuel tank underneath from Aeromotive. All Red Horse fuel lift pump, pressure gauge, everything. Lines, they're all Red Horse. But it's actually a little finesse too. If you just did that, like, you got to know this truck. You got to give it a little, boom, elbow.
There you go.
But yeah, so this will come off, but I will put a gem top on there. But other than that, man, this thing is my whip. It's H-piped. It's got dual MagnaFlows on there. It does have the cats. I think the guys are power by hour. I said if I wanted to get a little more torque out of this thing, a little bit more low-end power out of it, because I did have to get it re-geared. I blew up the first clutch. It had the factory twin disc clutch from Ford, and within about 3,000 miles I blew that clutch up. And then, if everybody knows, it's got the running gear from the Shelby Mustang, so it's got the Tremec 6060. It had that first to second gear synchro issue. So when I changed the clutch, I put a 1,000 horsepower McLeod clutch in there, a racing clutch. And then I went through the full transmission, changed all the synchros, all the clutches, so there's no real second gear grind anymore. And then everything down the line, because of the wheels and the tires and everything, like, you start finding those weak points. My Dana 60 in the rear, I've snapped one axle. put a chromoly in. I didn't replace the other axle, so I just snapped that one about 2 weeks ago. So now I got dual chromollies. If those axles snap again,
well, we should try to snap them today.
No, well, we should, man. Let's try it out, dude. I mean, why not? What the truck, right? We may as well do it for the gram.
Do it for the gram.
Honestly, if it goes out, I'm probably gonna do a Sterling. I got a 10.5 I'm sitting on, so I might do that. But it's got Eaton True Track lockers in the rear. It's running 488, so it drives like a Mustang. I actually use 6th gear. Going out to Dino's, I got my best mileage ever, man. I was averaging 14 to 15 miles a gallon.
Dude, that's great.
In this thing, so it's cool. It's only got a 20-gallon fuel tank. Oh no. It is. It's a 16-gallon fuel tank.
Dang.
16-gallon fuel cell, but it's perfect because when you're driving on the road for a while and your ears start humming, it's like every hour and a half, 2 hours, I just stop to get fuel, and it's kind of, it breaks the trip up anyhow.
Sweet.
But yeah, I love this truck, man. It's immaculate, and even though the rest of the truck is so banged up, and I gotta show you, like they stuck a fucking forklift through here. Like, I have no idea who would ever do that, but it's there, and I ain't touching it, right? This part over here, I mean, if you're Kyle said it perfectly. He's like, dude, if you're a total scab picker, this is not the truck for you.
Oh,
because
hell no.
if you like to pick your scabs, there's so much that you can pick off. This piece,
that whole piece off.
This piece right here, I'm literally, I glued it and epoxied it, but it keeps coming off with the wind and the water. But this will be for sale for probably an open bid if anybody wants it.
eBay, will you sign it?
But man, I mean, I don't even know if you can get under and see these cab corners, but you can stick your hand. Look at this. So when you say you're looking for a truck, hey, how are the cab corners? Like, don't forget, Mercury's can get banged everywhere.
Yeah, but then look at, look at the rest of it.
Nah, it's immaculate everywhere else.
It's super funny. And that's what I love about patina trucks is, like, you can have all the cool stuff.
Right.
You can enjoy the truck so much more because you don't have to worry about leaving it parked. Like, you could park it over here, you could park it next to all the vehicles, and you don't have to care. A little kid bumps a door into it, whatever.
I know. I honestly, when I pull up, people don't want to park next to me. It's great because they know I don't give two shits.
This truck's got coronavirus.
Like, this truck is coronavirus. This thing should have a mask over the front of it and just say, hey, it's got my mask on.
Next time you go to a show, you should...
People, no, totally. But people truly know what this truck is if they really look at it, and because you're looking at them 6-foot track bars and you're like going, what are those things for?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's a cool truck.
Awesome.
Take a spin?
Yeah, we'll go for a spin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the drone out, get some cool drone footage, and then we'll go for a ride.
Oh, wait. Zoom in on that. This is some cool geek out stuff for people though. But if you see all this stuff, like, look at the wheelbase on these. A lot of these trucks, when they were stretched, they're only the factory ones will come like that with the correct wheelbase for a crew cab. Most of them, remember, it was a long bed regular cab truck, and they sent an additional cab in the back of the truck. So some of them you'll see with the really, really short bed where the wheelbase, where the tire's like sitting right here in the back. That's because it's on a long bed frame, right? But they stretch the cab and they shorten the bed. And then some of them you'll just see. So when you look at it, you'll see this plate and it'll still show a regular cab long bed wheelbase. And then if it came from factory, you'll also have an expansion tag, which is super cool. Like, that thing's worth gold right there, and I just leave it on there. But this shows the wheelbase. It shows the DSO number, which is A4, which is a Mercury DSO, and the district sales office, and then it also has the VIN number right there. So this is an expansion piece of it. They call them an expansion tag, but this is exactly where they put it.
Awesome.
So anyhow, that's it, man. We'll see you guys.
To the drone footage. right, so Roman said we get to do a burnout. We get to do a burnout. All right, so now we're gonna go for a little drive. This truck feels so good, like
Bro,
it's
this
not
truck,
bouncy or nothing.
I'm just being honest with you. I'm glad we saved this one till the end, but because it's so much fun to drive. But literally, this truck, you can't pedal the like. This thing's
Holy
Dash. What do you think? Dude, the craziest part, my kid's 100% why I blow up axles, dude. I'm telling you, he peer pressures me, and it's my 5-year-old and my daughter, my 2-year-old, telling me, burn out, and then just to get their excitement going, I do it, and I'm telling you, man, it's like, before I know it, I'm spending so much money on fuel and maintenance on the truck.
Yeah, but it's about miles per gallon.
Dude, it is all about miles per gallon in this truck, man. 100%.
Dude, this shifter is so
Yeah,
cool.
this shifter's bad. You can tell, like, there's no missing shifts.
Dude,
Like-
it's so cool.
Like, you can't miss shift this thing. It's just, yeah, S1 sequential, man. And then, obviously, it would have looked like to have a regular standard TK shifter. So, there's $4,000 in shifters for you. Yeah, nobody needs that. Another
Race
one?
car driver.
Another one? Another one?
Roman, you're feeling saucy, bro.
She's a driver. It's not bad for a daily whip.
No, not bad at all.
Yeah, I tell everybody they can keep their Raptors. Yeah, this thing's fun, man.
All right, we'll catch you guys in a second. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you can, give the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. If you got any questions, comments, drop them down below. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.